Probably one of the first images that I started with was this painting by Dean Mitchell called Midwest Mansion, and it's a painting of a mansion outside of Columbus, Ohio. The picture looks like this narrow sort of farmhouse, and you get the idea that it might be in the suburbs from these shadows off in the distance of other houses. And I really like that idea of like a farmhouse being surrounded by the suburbs. To me, the house really kind of takes on the personality of Joe. It stands in direct opposition to the ground. It's out there like some great big monolithic structure. You get this real sense of an iconic American home. That painting, Midwest Mansions, actually reminded me of other American artists like Edward Hopper and Andrew Wyeth. Andrew Wyeth's color palette really spoke to me, and Edward Hopper's sort of sense of the off-kilter and strong straight lines. There's a painting of his house by the railroad, and in the back you see this kind of almost kind of French chateau building, and in the front there's the raised line of the railroad that passes by the house, and it's very strong. The house is a little bit off-kilter, and then the railroad in front comes in at a very low angle that kind of sets the whole thing off. The way that he sees the Midwest and American architecture and kind of paints them in a really modern perspective, and seems to be talking about what modernism is doing to the American past and how they're going through that transitional period. So then I took those images and started sketching, and I knew that I wanted it to land somewhere between abstract and real, kind of an amalgamation of the two. And I went through a lot of different sketches, some very abstract. We were seeing the show in a factory, and others very literal. I went through probably like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different white models. But after some contemplation, Jerry asked me to try to escape a little bit further from all the realism. The fences were always present in all of my drawings from the very beginning. There was always the sense of the outside world of the yard and the inside world of the yard. The downstage portion kind of cuts across stage at this interesting diagonal that makes the whole set, to me, feel a little bit off-kilter or exciting, or some sort of element of conflict about the entire thing. The fence, to me, and in Joe's world, holds his family in and keeps the outside world at bay. And then downstage front, I just wanted to slice the fence completely open so that we can actually see the actors. And because I think that somehow our gaze is brutal in that way, and kind of, I like that, that we're actually, this is somehow, I don't know why, but somehow a cruel act, or feels like we're doing something wrong by looking at this. An important element to the storytelling, or something that I think really serves the storytelling, are the 3 windows that are downstage. Through the kitchen window, I'm looking forward to seeing Kate move a lot. She kind of occupies this weird middle ground. I would say that the set is largely realistic, but that at the edges it kind of becomes more abstract. The fence kind of starts to move in interesting abstract ways, and the walls of the house disintegrate at the top and to the sides. Jerry talked about seeing the play as kind of a boxing match, and I identify with that, with all these people popping in and out of the ring. So I wanted to incorporate this idea of the ethereal. Feels like this play is kind of elevated to that realm in some way. It's more than just a play about a family, it's a play about all of our families. What happens in this yard affects the rest of the world.